Hi, my name is Jean-Francois, and in this video, I'm going to talk about pricing or your rates. And when we talk about price and rates, basically we are talking about revenue, your amount of invoice that you're going to send to your clients. So don't take these too lightly, because there is no room for error, no place for assumptions. You have to know your numbers. I'd like to share some basic tips on how you can define your rate. First, you have to start by listing all your costs. And I really mean all your costs. Your daily costs, your weekly costs, monthly, random costs, name it. Your salary, especially if you're working with a company, you need to see your salary as a business cost, all your suppliers, your partners. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to take an example. Let's say for this example that you have a total annual cost of 60,000 euro. That's the starting point. Of course, we don't only work to pay for our costs, we want to have a profitable business. So let's add 25% on top of those costs to have margin. You never know what can happen, and at least you have some money to invest in your business later on. So that means that the minimal revenue or the minimal amount you will have to invoice every year would be 80,000 euro. Now, you have to decide how much time you want to work. Because let's be honest, we didn't become a freelancer to work like 100 hours a week and work like 53 weeks a year. We do need some time off. And on average, we can say that full-time working freelancers are able to invoice up to 75% of their time. In this case, 30 hours a week. And freelancers, they're taking off, you can get sick, and so on and so on. On average, a freelancer will be able to work up to 40 weeks a year. That means that you can work or invoice up to 1,200 hours in 1 year. This is an example. It can be higher or it can be lower. Now that you have those numbers, you can now determine or calculate your absolute minimum hourly rate. You aim to have a revenue of 80,000 euro and will be working 1,200 hours. This makes 67 euro per hour. Remember, this is the absolute minimum. Aim to sell your services higher. This is the perfect point to start with pricing, especially in the beginning. But most freelancers, I recommend to use it in the beginning, but afterwards to upgrade the way you price. But also remember, most customers are used to working with freelancers using a price per hour or a price per day. But we do recommend moving away from it as soon as possible. Why? Because at some point you will get punished. What do we mean by that? Imagine that you are now 5 years later in your business. Normally, you're getting more expertise, you'll be faster, you'll be more productive. That means for the same gig, you will be working faster. That means that if you are still with the same hourly price, you will get less money for the same work only because you're working faster. And this is not what we want. To give you an idea, these are some alternative pricing methods. You can price per project, you can have package pricing, you can apply the value-based pricing, commission-based pricing, or a retainer. We'll be more than happy to share more detailed videos about all the alternatives in the features, but I'd like to end this video with some extra tips about pricing. Tips that we get from our community on freelancers in Belgium. And your price depends on expertise, industry, scarcity, urgency, a lot of factors that you have to think about. You always have to keep an eye on the market and your competitors, not to align your prices, but to know how the market evolves. You have to review your prices at least once a year and talk with other freelancers. Check job agencies, platforms. Sometimes they publish reports where they mention average rates. Second part, when it comes to pricing, is are you going to publish your prices online or not? Why? Why not? And this is one of the topics we'd love to discuss on our Facebook group, Freelancers in Belgium. We ask those questions to the community. And what I'm going to review now with you are the responses of the community. And these are the results. The pros of showing your prices online would be that only customers willing to pay your price will be reaching out to you. You won't lose time negotiating prices with clients that maybe never are going to work with you. You don't have to negotiate prices because clients already know your rates and already know your fees. You don't need to create customized proposals, and for some who are used to work with customized proposals, it takes some time to create them. And the pricing transparency on your website builds trust and might provide a competitive advantage to freelancers who don't show their prices. And don't forget, your customer is king. If the prices is online, they can have a better customer experience. After the pros, there are some cons indeed. What are those cons? For one, the inflexibility. If you want to negotiate your prices, or if you have the feeling that a customer needs a more tailor-made approach, you can be losing that deal because on your website you have fixed prices. So you lose some of your flexibility when putting your prices online. Increasing your rates in the future might be difficult because if for years in a row you say that you're working for 100 euro an hour, for instance, you want to raise your prices, it can get difficult because what you put online always stays online. So clients can find out that you were cheaper in the past. And also in the beginning, if you don't have a reputation yet as a freelancer, as an expert, it's hard to use that technique in the very beginning. From experience, we can say that most freelancers don't show their prices, but don't let that blocking you to do otherwise. Some of the freelancers in our community are combining both options. Maybe for their fixed price, for a standardized service or product, they show their prices, but they leave the room open for customers wanting to work with a more tailor-made approach. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out, to leave a comment down below. See you in the next video.